Good evening, Scorpio. This read is for you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Madeleine Parker. If you would like a personal read, my email is listed below. Feel free to email me. And I do like to think that these reads represent the energy of whatever sign I'm doing the read for in wherever it falls in your chart. If you know whatever planets you have, of course, mostly for your ascendant, but also the house Scorpio covers. So, what else shall I say? Let's go ahead and talk about the current energies. I like to do these reads to help align us to the current astrological energies. And I like to sort of, use the tarot to sort of summarize the all-around effects of all the planets together, combined. But let's take a good look here for a moment at what's going on. Of course, the sun is in your first house, Scorpio, so this is sort of your time to shine right now. We have Venus in the sign of Scorpio. Oh no, actually, Venus is Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio. Venus is in the sign of Sagittarius. In retrograde, for you guys, that's in your first house. So that's going to be revisiting, or you're going to be going inward, reevaluating possibly who you are. Your identity is the first house. Then we have Mercury going in your second house, possibly around Venus going into Sagittarius in your second house. When you go inward, you'll probably reignite some sort of passionate creative project that will bring you finances that's fulfilling, that's emotionally moving and fulfilling. So we have Jupiter in your second house, so that's positive Sagittarius energy going again into your seventh house. Good luck in your finances. So that's good. That's great. What else? We've got your North Node in the ninth house, traveling, adventure, beliefs, philosophies. This is a period of investigation of that, or it's also it's in Cancer, so that's going to be heart-based adventures emotionally. Scorpio's an emotional sign, so this is probably an emotional time for you. We had that new moon so in Scorpio recently, so that's going to be possibly meaningful, deep, emotionally charged ventures, or because the new moon is new beginnings, so possibly new beginnings, possibly a new identity, rebirth of a new identity, because it's going to be in your first house. And Scorpio is very emotional and deep, shall we say, so it's probably a deep transformation. Okay, so let's have a look at what the cards want to say to the sign of Scorpio. I call in the Scorpio highest guides and angels to be with us in this read, so that we may guide Scorpio to their highest best destiny of them, highest best version of themselves in love and life. And may I be guided with clarity of the message. Thank you, Spirit. Go ahead. Alrighty. This card's coming up in a lot of reads. That must be that new moon that we just had. New beginnings are coming up. I'm going to pull this up a little. Trying to straighten the reads out. They've all been going at an angle lately. So, this is the 11th card. Alrighty, let's have a look. I'm going to flank it. Alright. And also don't forget, Mercury retrograde is about communication. Mercury is mercurial. These are some mercurial cards here. But also it's about going inward, going deep, being reflective. So possibly, Scorpio, this is a very deep, reflective time for you with Mercury going into retrograde, communicating with yourself possibly about deep emotional things from the past, revisiting some things in your heart. Now, this is the High Priestess representing, I just want to see where Pluto is for, Pluto is in Capricorn, and for Scorpio, it's in your your third house of communication. So possibly fears, Pluto is clearing out some deep karma and deep fears in everybody's chart somewhere right now because it's in Capricorn. So it's kind of a long procedure. And so for you guys, Scorpio, that's in your where did I just lose it? Pluto for Scorpio in their third house, so possibly fears around speaking the truth coming up. And so if Scorpio is going into retrograde in Mercury for Scorpio, you're probably discovering your truth. That looks like what's happening here, because with this card in your heart space, this is the higher realms, this is highly spiritual, this is psychic, this is empathic person who's here to serve. And Scorpio is a very high integrity sign in its positive state. It's a very seeks to it seeks to, and all these Scorpios I know are empathic and helping animals and servicing their life to higher good. So they have a lot of integrity. But they do have this issue where they have deep emotional reactions to things in life when things aren't integrity, when people around them aren't holding as much integrity. So at the same time, they are sensitive to emotional volatility. So that's one of the lessons when you come as Scorpio, is to sort of learn how to harness that, because that's what the Three of Swords is here to say. So with this communication, these are mercurial cards, communication. So it feels to me like Scorpio are breaking free from turning out of alignment, not speaking their truth for fear of hurting people or causing disappointment, and even causing disappointment for themselves or pain. So there's sort of like a confusion for Scorpio about the difference between communicating what they need to communicate, that is their truth, and that is of high integrity, without creating pain, but also turning their back away from their truth creates pain. So this is, and then this is the World card. So this is the attainment. This is the arrival of a lesson around communication, being honest, speaking your highest positive version of the Scorpio self, which is empathic, which cares, sensitive, and it is realizing that it's thrown out of alignment by processing things personally. And so this is something that's breaking free for Scorpio. I want to say they're sort of developing a thick skin, but it's not in a negative way. It's in a way that they're able to process things from a higher perspective with that high priestess right there. That's what it is. And it's creating them a certain amount of inner power to be able to be at peace. And this is a retrospective time, introspective period for Scorpio. And this is going to initiate brand new beginnings. So it's like they're clearing, and then we get this harmonic relationship at the bottom here, which is a divine relationship. So it seems to me like Scorpio are clearing out and realizing a tendency to turn away from things at the slightest emotional upset, you could say, maybe, and sort of creating distance in relationships that way, when they're realizing that, let's look at this here for a moment. Now we get the Emperor, we get the King of Cups. It's also possibly if you haven't been, if you're single, Scorpio, this is possible a relationship. If you're feminine, it's your divine, because Scorpio is a feminine sign. So even if you're a man and you're Scorpio, your mate is going to hold possibly the masculine energy. It has nothing to do with gender. I know a lot of feminine women who hold more of the masculine. They just have more of the Aries energy, the air, the Libra, the mercurial. So it's possible a relationship. Well, the moon wants to come out, so deep scorpionic relationships that are deeply emotional, because we get the King of Cups out of alignment. Again, a water sign male, Scorpio, but also in love with deep emotions in a relationship. So for some people, it signifies a relationship from the past returning, that they may have, that Scorpio possibly they turned away from another. Now we get the King of Wands in here at the beginning. I haven't even spoken about the Five of Swords. So let's go back, because now there's another king. We've got the King of Wands, we got the King of Cups, we have the Emperor, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's possibly Scorpio, a significant relationship turned away to another person, and is now coming into alignment and starting out a fresh new beginning with you. And this is your true divine mate. They are broken free. Plus, we get that 411 card. Sorry, for the 4 of Wands, 11. So that indicates possible twin flames here. So I would say deep, emotionally soulmate type relationships coming in from the past. You may have turned away from them. They may have turned away from this relationship. This is the highest one that you want. This is the issue for Scorpio, to allow their hearts to be touched, to allow the depth of this relationship. This is a deep soulmate relationships, divinely supported, divinely encouraging. For, in other words, the divine is sort of pushing this to start, to initiate, so that you can have cohabitation. There is a breakthrough here with this. I don't want to say to Scorpio, you're oversensitive. That's the worst thing to say to sensitives. I'm a sensitive too. I'm a Pisces moon and Cancer ascendant, so I'm very sensitive too. So I'm aware. I have many good Scorpio friends, and it's just a lesson for all water signs to learn, which is to not allow our emotional world, our emotionality to throw us out of alignment, because our emotionality is our gift. It's what we use, that's empathic, we feel, and so we have to develop a certain amount of ability to because these are swords, to control the thinking that creates heartbreak and sensitivity and hurt. So we just don't want to take it personally, and then that frees us up to arriving at sort of a plateau that we've been seeking. Scorpio have been seeking, aligning in a relationship with a man. But again, this possibly might have been a relationship that was turned away to other people, because the Scorpio might have possibly ended it feeling hurt, possibly. So there is, then we'll talk about the so this possibly relationship is in the process of happening. We've got a few things clearing up, but the Scorpio in this time frame will see that it's safe, that it is safe to let somebody close. They've managed to master their propensity to process things as though they were being single-handedly shall we say, single-handedly being the target of something. And so that's something that Scorpio is getting over so much, and that's enabling them to sort of align and balance with a new, more positive, higher frequency relationship, or shall we say, higher frequency relationship, divine relationship. Putting these in alignment, and then let's put that back. So there was emotionally unfulfilling pasts. So Scorpio are now leaving a past. They're because of this new ability. They're going to be able to have more emotionally fulfilling relationships and partnerships with people that involves love. So it can bring down, because it's safe. This is what the divine wants to tell Scorpios, that it's safe to let love in. And because of that, Scorpio are putting their walls down, allowing in a deeper love, which moves them from an emotionally fulfilling past into a more fulfilling, living life of true, shall we say, heart fulfillment, emotional depth that the Scorpios seek to have, because that's what they're about. So you're letting love in deeper, if that's another way to put it. And this is a period where you're seeing that you have this sensitivity that keeps people away. Okay, Scorpio, and that's a beautiful read. Let's take a look at this card right now. Okay, let's get a Tao card, please. Trick. Things may not be as they appear to be. Don't just hear, listen, don't just look, see, don't just sense, feel. Be prepared to lose if you take this risk. Be prepared to lose if you take this risk. This is this card up here. This is the thing. yet you are an incisive problem solver, and you could see through the deception. So you see, this is the thinking that causes you to this is the deceptive thinking that Scorpio has. Now, if it's about a relationship and someone coming in from the past, it's possible you're not seeing it yet and it's about to happen, it's coming. Or the Scorpio are also seeing this deceptive nature of how they process things that cause them pain. So it's the thinking that's causing you the pain. It's taking it personally. And this is a lesson that you're really rising above. And then we get the surrender card. I've been getting this in every single read. This is a moment of awakening and relief. It is done. Step back to see the big picture. Instead of fighting a battle you cannot win, stop struggling, concede, and preserve your energy for the next move. So it's basically saying this is a new beginning is in process here, a brand new start in relationships and love, in empowering you to allow you're developing some strength and some power before this new beginning that's going to initiate, because you're just polishing up this last ability to master your sensitivity level, which is a beautiful thing to have. I love sensitivity, but it's something we have to learn to be masters of, so it's not controlling us. So I hope this read is helpful to you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.